how freestyle rapping can help you improve your flow. So a lot of people when starting out, like me when I started out, I would just write in a notebook and I was kind of stuck in the bubble of that notebook and I wasn't really finishing songs. I wasn't allowing myself to rap in front of people. And I know a lot of new rappers can relate to this. It's just like when we learn how to write in school, writing raps becomes natural. Writing bars, when we have all the time in the world to write becomes natural. But a lot of times when we're writing like that, just stuck in our notebook, it's hard to figure out how to make flows that transition well, how to make flows that, sound good with the beat, sound cool, and sometimes the flows feel all random when we're writing, and it's hard to like piece them together. And this is where freestyle rapping comes in, because with freestyling, you go all over the place. You're kind of allowing yourself to be musical on the beat. Instead of like being stuck in your head, like because most new rappers, instead of just jumping in and starting being musical with the beat and experimenting, we're comparing ourselves to other rappers, and so we're overthinking. We have this analysis paralysis thing that keeps us from really progressing, and the only way to progress is to jump in. And there's lots of rap skills. There's like delivery, there's flow, there's enunciation, clarity, all these different types of rap skills you can work on. But there's one practice that helps you work on all of them at the same time, and that is freestyle rapping. So that's why I recommend learning how to freestyle rap as fast as you can so that you can kind of break free and start experimenting with your voice, experimenting with your delivery, practice your enunciation, practice your clarity, and also practicing your flows. Because when you're freestyling, maybe you start out scatting, I have a free scatting course below where you're like, bada, 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 maybe you're not worried about words. Because I usually, when I recommend when you're starting to learn how to freestyle, don't worry about rhyming. Don't worry about messing up. Just have fun jumping into the music and being musical over the beat, connecting emotionally with it, and allowing yourself to just go crazy. And then once you can do that, the words become a lot more easy, because usually what happens if someone starts writing raps is they're so focused on the lyrics that they're not as into the music. They haven't like dived in emotionally to the music. They haven't dived in rhythmically to the music. And so when you start prioritizing the music first, diving in and start being melodic and musical over the music first, then adding words becomes a lot easier, and you start to feel more confident that you can add words that flow well because you're already connected to the music first. I hope that makes sense. If that doesn't make sense, take my free scatting course below. That'll really help you. But yeah, so once you're freestyling, you can start kind of coming up with different transitions. When you're freestyling, it doesn't need to be perfect. You're just kind of trying to find flows, right? And then when you're comfortable coming up with random flows, then writing becomes a lot easier because you start to understand how flows work. And another mistake rappers make is they spend all their time writing in the notebook without a beat. And when you're writing without a beat, it's harder to tell, especially if you're a beginner, how it's gonna fit with the beat. So it's better to, when you're writing, write to a beat, but also be freestyling along so that you're making sure everything is flowing well. Instead of prioritizing these big words and all these like crazy metaphors and punchlines, you want to prioritize flow so that when you're delivering your lines, they actually connect and they actually sound good. So I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions about flow or freestyling, let me know. I'll stay on. But yeah, freestyling is so powerful. Again, when I was starting out, I wasn't confident in my flow. I wasn't confident in my delivery because all I was doing was writing in my notebook. And I never finished a song until I started freestyling. Still, until a friend kind of forced me to get out of my head and jump into just being vocal and musical and starting to just flow. And so again, if you are new to freestyling, you have to kind of get over that perfectionist mind and comparing yourself to like Harry Mack and Juice World. It's just about the only way to get good is to allow yourself to experiment. And if you're experimenting, you're not worried about being good. You're not worried about if you suck. You're not worried about messing up. The best thing to do is just allow yourself to jump in, be vocal over beats, make noises. Don't worry about rhyming. If you mess up, you can even just blah, 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 or you can talk about messing up. Just keep going. Ghana's here. Thank you, Ghana. Formula Energy, thanks for being here. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that, how freestyling can really help your flow. Because anytime you're stuck in a flow, you can just freestyle through it. Like, my name is Pat, I like to rap. Okay, so what's the next line gonna be? And I bet my name is Pat, I like to rap. So I just came up with a flow. I just freestyled. I wasn't worried about words. I was just focusing on flow. So it's like, my name is Pat, I like to rap. When I see you on the TV, I'll give you a slap. Just like, and I just, whatever. When you have that flow, it makes the words come a lot easier. So freestyling will help you break through writer's block. It'll help you break through like flow blocks, and it'll just help you transition your flows into a nice thing. So I hope that helps. And we're gonna have a freestyle session later today. I will talk to you soon. Let's see how to do.